Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today is Friday, July 31st. Welcome to another season of Can't Stop Playing. Thank God it's Pod Day, and this is episode 21. I'm your host, Zach GhostRobo, and I'm a little bit sad. I dented my desk after some disastrous Rocket League play, so let's take a somber moment of silence to remember the perfect IKEA desk that will never be the same. Thanks, guys. Joining me all the way from Minneapolis, he's my right hand, he's my go-to, Gabe, Volatile Gabe.
Hello, Zachary.
Oh.
Hi.
How is Minneapolis doing?
Minneapolis is great, and I need to remind you that we all love you over here.
Yeah.
We'll get you a new desk.
Oh,
you want
really?
your desk replaced? You want your desk replaced? We'll replace your desk.
Are you gonna build it for me with your own bare hands?
Yeah.
No, you can't wear gloves. I need your bare hands. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a list of wood that you can pick. It can be oak. It can be like cedar.
Okay.
I don't know that many other types of wood, but we'll figure this out.
Like maple.
Maple, yeah, maple.
Redwood.
You can't say maple in front of Max.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's Canadian.
Is that
I
like
turned into the Hulk.
Yeah.
the
It would
Canadian
have been
Hulk?
bad. I didn't hear it. Yeah, if I would have heard it, I would have turned into the Canadian Hulk.
We were just discussing how Max is going to import milk bags into the United States for us, and his plan is pretty epic. So, as your introduction line here, Maxwell, I think you should share your plan.
Oh, for the TSA?
Yes.
checkup?
Yeah.
So, you know how you can choose like the pat down or the like weird turbine thing? It's like almost like, you know those things in the mall where you would pay like $1 and then you stand there and there's like stuff flying, or like one of those type of contests. So it's one of those tubes. So I'd just walk. I'd keep the milk bags like here. You know what I mean? I'd hold them right here. And then as I walk in, I'd throw it over. The issue is that I have to really throw it like, so it does a huge arc. Because geometrically speaking, if I just throw it up, it'll just fall down on me.
What if you just put a parachute on the milk bag?
Oh. There you go.
That is the way we're going to do it. Put a parachute, throw it up, and then as it parachutes in, I'll catch it. So I'll have to quickly make it through that thing.
Yeah.
Just super duper quick.
They're relatively quick,
And I
so
think
make
that
sure
would
you
work.
stand on the actual like feet thingy, because sometimes they'll tell you, oh, you got to stand on the feet, turn around. I'm like, okay. You turn around, and you just got to get it done right the first time, and then catch the milk bags in the air.
Some people at airports drive me crazy because they're like entirely clueless of what's going on. Like they just try to walk through the security thing without being summoned. They don't understand that they have to take off their like belts or their electronics.
Shoes.
But you got to remember that some people fly once in like 5 years.
But wouldn't
not
you be
like
more?
5 times in 2 months.
Wouldn't you be more than like, whoa, like nervous and like patient then, as opposed to being like, I own this place. Like, let's just go.
I don't know. I'm really nervous to fly and stuff, so I do get like super apologetic. I'm like, excuse me, sorry, is this where I put my shoes? Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me.
You're just describing me all the time.
Yeah, so it does get a little awkward.
Before we get to the game talk and the GUI email, I do have to share a story. I was in California last week for VidCon, which is very crazy. This isn't the story, but VidCon like is a lot of people just sprinting around chasing people. That's kind of how like what it was. It felt like a bunch of teen girls chasing a bunch of YouTubers.
Oh, okay.
All right. And
they have meetups, or is that
they do, but they also have
okay.
there goes Don Juan or whatever running through the floor.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, he makes some really creative
great content.
So one time there was a really mad rush.
Okay.
And I was with my friend Garrett, and Garrett went up to 2 different groups of kids, people, individuals, humans, and said, "Who are you guys like running after?" And both of them had no idea. It was just like pack mentality, like everyone's running, so let's follow after whoever this superstar could be.
I don't understand that. Like, you don't
Zach,
know who
were
you're
you just
running
upset that they didn't run after you, or did they run after you?
No, they didn't run after me.
What you should have done was you should have just been like, "Hey, everybody, I am the guy from Smosh."
Yeah.
Or like, just like pretended to be somebody who's like really, really highly.
Well, what we were going to try is
it.
have my friend like start screaming and like ask for a picture and see like how many people we could attract to like the area.
Oh, you should have done that, like a social experiment.
Yeah.
It would have worked. Because they have proven that before, like the crowding effect or whatever it is,
right,
where they put food in 2 of the same trucks and they put a line on one, and then in one they just didn't have any people, and everybody would just line up for that one truck. Nobody would go to the other, even though they have the exact same food.
Or I know they've done experiments like in New York City where people are lining up for literally nothing, and like the line will be like they start with like 10 people in line, and within a few hours the line's like hundreds of people's long because like they're just like lining up for some waiting for nothing.
Right. I think we're onto something here because we joked about a meetup, a fan meetup at PAX.
Okay.
And we said we're gonna, and he said, well, maybe we can get 3 people, right, in between all of us.
Okay.
Let's just do this. We'll just fake a crowd of some kind.
All right.
Let's do it. We should do it.
Get a
all right,
PAX
guys.
meetup
So
going.
we're going to be attending PAX, and we'll be standing randomly on the streets of Seattle. So if you see 3 people standing randomly,
Come
that's
stand
most likely
with
us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any group of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zach sounded fairly confident that we could get 3 other people.
I think we
so
can
then
get
there
at
would
least
be
3.
6.
I mean, between GhostRobo, Volatile Gabe, Blitzwinger, and Can't Stop Playing, I think we'll have 3 people at least.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the 3 of us.
No, besides the 3 of us.
Oh, besides the... Okay, well, that's going to be tough.
All right, serious story time now.
Oh, here we go. Now it's going to get somber. Can we get those serious music on?
Okay, Gabe, cue us up a beat here.
Okay.
I want like a little like like that kind of beat.
Ooh, that's good. That
Okay,
sounds a little bit like Pink Panther.
Yeah, can you get that going?
Okay, Max, would you step in and do it? Max got it. Go.
All right, so I'm in the California, as they call it over in those parts, and I turned on a wrong road.
Oh no, you're driving.
I'm driving, and I turned on a wrong road, and this road dead ends into a middle or high school, some sort of establishment where children are locked away for hours a day, and
Okay.
Jail.
it's nighttime, so it's pitch black. And I'm planning on just going to the end of the road and doing like a 3-point turn, like very, astutely and leaving. All of a sudden, a K9 unit police van truck thing turns on its lights and pulls me over. And like, I knew I did nothing wrong. So I'm like, oh my God, this is the moment where I get, brutally murdered by a policeman in a dark alleyway.
No, you're the wrong skin color for that.
Oh, so I was bracing.
I'll edit that out.
I was, no, we're not
Is
editing
a
that out.
canine not a dog, by the way?
It is.
Yeah.
So I'm
good
like,
dog.
dogs and demons, this is not going to end well.
Okay.
And so I get pulled over, and the guy's like, what are you doing down here? He was Irish, but I'm not going to attempt to do his accent. I'm only good at the British accent.
Okay.
So he's like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I just made a wrong turn. He's like, no one has any reason to be down here. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. And he's like, why do you have a Florida license plate? And I'm like, because it's a rental car. He's like, from Florida? I'm like, no, from Alamo at LAX. He's like, well, why does it say Florida then? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, we've been having someone break into this school lately, so we're just keeping watch.
Ooh.
And I was like, well, that definitely wasn't my intention. He's like, all right, hold your horses. Like, let me just get some information. So he asked if I had any warrants out for my arrest.
You do.
I was like, only 3.
Yeah.
And then he asked if I had any drugs or alcohol in the vehicle.
Only 3.
You're like, what is that, sir?
I was like, I'm totally clean. Like Taylor Swift clean.
Should have said that.
And then he said, okay, like, can I see your license? And so I gave him my license, and he said, say your name for me. And I was like, am I, like, being recorded? Like, what the heck is going on? So I was like, and I heard over his intercom someone say, yeah, we followed him down here with all we saw was the Florida license plate. And I was like, I was being followed? Like, what is going on?
Whoa.
And so, like, the guy runs my information and, like, gives him my driver's license number. And they're like, yeah, his license is clean, but he does have an expired California license on file. And the guy's like, so you used to live here, huh? And I was like, yes. He's like, where'd you live? And I was like, Temecula, California. He's like, Another cop car comes, and he's giving him, like, weird hand signs. I'm like, this is it. This is where it ends. It's over.
Don't forget, guys, let's put a little bit more context here. Zach has anxiety issues.
Yeah.
So this is like, I could just see how this is slowly but surely, like, you're boiling inside.
I mean, I was actually pretty impressed that I stayed pretty calm because I knew I did nothing wrong. So I was like,
Yeah,
unless
so there's
these
no
are like
reason to panic.
Right, unless these are murderous madmen, I should be okay. I will say, though, for a split second, I was thinking about those weird paranoid emails you get from, like, your older relatives where they're like, if you know you didn't do anything wrong, like, don't pull over in a dark alley with a cop. Like, go to a gas station or go to somewhere, like, lit. And so it was, like, slightly, like...
Creepy.
Yeah, anyways. So they ran my license. They realized that I'm an angel, and they let me go and said drive safe. But it was, like, slightly... it was an interesting experience. I've never been pulled over. I've never been ticketed or accidented.
Ever?
Ever. In 8 years of driving, 8.5, whatever it is.
I've got maybe like 7 tickets.
Yay.
7?
Safe drivers. Beam.
Found it. 7, Gabe?
Yeah. Yeah,
For
right around
all
there.
for speeding?
Yeah.
Gabe, you gotta slow down. Life isn't meant to just blaze by like that.
I know.
Do you know that speeding, like, scientifically is only valuable if you're going over a long distance at a high consistent speed? That city level speeding means nothing because of light.
What I always tell people who, like, outspeed me or, like, they'll cut me off or something, and then we pull up to the red light, I'm like, great, you got here first.
Right.
Like, okay, now we
Yeah,
wait
well,
here together.
to me, it's never like intentional. Like, oh, I'm a speed demon. Let me just go super fast. Like, I don't even know that I'm speeding. Like,
Gabe,
Oh,
you
you
don't have
don't
a
look at the
speedometer?
speedometer. You're just
Nah.
like, let's push the
dude,
pedal.
sometimes when you're on these long, empty Texas roads at night, you're just going. Like, you don't know.
Just zoned
there's no
out.
cars. Like, there's no. Yeah, exactly.
He puts
like,
on some Leonard Skinner, and he's just
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
gone.
no, legitimately not Leonard Skinner, but yeah, I'll just have music on and like I'm like, you know, sometimes when you're driving and you're not like actually driving, like your mind's doing something else, but your body's driving. You're on cruise control.
Yeah, I know what you
He's
mean.
driving like a pickup truck with like Taylor Swift "Shake It Off."
Well,
on.
I don't drive a
Yeah.
pickup truck. I'm not that Texas.
I
but
stay out
yeah.
too late.
Yeah,
Whoa,
you're going too many dates.
interesting.
My second story is that 2 nights ago, I was walking outside and I felt a strange pinch at my right leg.
It was the same cop.
Inner side. And I was like, dang it, he followed me all the way back to Indiana. No, and so I slapped my leg, and there was more blood than I've ever had with a mosquito, like all over my hand. It was gross.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And-
had that before.
And I realized that he bit right into a vein, and like it legit is having some weird reaction, and it hurts when I walk, and it's been 2 days now, and I feel like it's like a legit injury. Like if I was playing in the NBA, I'd put this on the report. Like mosquitoes sting to the vein.
Yeah, I told you during the game we were playing that I won't mention. You're on the IR.
Yeah,
So yeah.
it explains everything. I think I've had some of that like venom injected into my veins, and it's making me a little bit crazy.
Venom. So you're Bane.
No, I'm Venom.
No, you're
Venom
Bane.
is in the symbiote Venom.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know if you meant Venom as
He
in
doesn't
symbiote.
inject it necessarily.
Yeah, because when you said inject Venom, that's what Bane does.
Or snakes.
Yeah. What if it was a snake? Just a
It
really
could have been.
small one.
I didn't see it, honestly. My brother said, what if it was a bullet ant?
Could have been a
That's
bullet.
why
ant.
it's, that's
bullet
why it's
ant?
so much pain.
I don't know what they were doing there, but
Coming
Sure.
to visit? Coming to see me?
yeah, just appeared suddenly. They're like, "Hey, what's
I
up?"
am Ant-Man.
Oh,
Maybe,
good.
maybe you're actually telepathically communicating with them, and you don't even realize it.
Yeah. I'm like, Anthony, what are you doing here? Like,
I like that. Anthony. Okay. You took this too far.
Did you not watch Ant-Man?
No, I know, but the fact that he said it, like,
Oh,
he took this too
okay.
far.
you're ruining my Ant-Man moment, Gabriel.
No, okay.
Hey, I'm going to Germany next week, so
Yay!
if
try.
we do a show, it'll be an international cast.
Wow,
Wow.
that's going to be interesting. Are you going to be able to eat schnitzels on the podcast?
I'm going to try and
You got to bring everybody some sort of like little keychain or something from Germany.
okay, some very like awkward trinket.
Yeah, like you got to get us like what would you think of? Like I don't even know specifically something that would be a German trinket. Maybe like a glass of beer.
But like with a face on it. It's like happy. It's like, hey.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm-
you can just Sharpie it on.
Okay, I'll draw it. It'll be like a GhostRobo exclusive.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Sell it. All right, guys, we're selling that in packs.
For all of our fans that
For
are
all three of us that are attending,
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
just Zach will just give us out each one. He's like, "Yay, guys!"
I brought
Yeah.
What a
swag for
success.
this meetup. Here we go.
So, yeah, all three of you that come meet up, you're going to get some swag.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a plan. Games this week. There's a whole. I mean, so many that I don't know if we have a show to cover them in. Like, we might
Yeah.
need 3 shows this week. I did play the new Life is Strange, which I think is continuing to be the best adventure game, best episodic game that's been released. Me and Gabe were talking a little bit about
Ever?
how. I think so.
I think so.
I think they
I think so,
outdo
too.
Telltale
Ever?
so well. Yeah.
I like it
Wow.
better.
Okay, I'm not going to judge because again, I'm only in episode 1. I need to
Look-
play. I want to wait for the last episode to come out because I bought the whole season, so I'm going
Right.
to play it all in like one thing.
Yeah, I won't go as far to say that it's better than, like, episode 1 of Walking Dead because I think that was, like,
Season 1 of Walking Dead was amazing, no?
Yeah, but so is this.
I think the difference for me, and Gabe, I'll let you get to your reason, but the difference for me is this feels like such a production, whereas Walking Dead feels such like a like Mad Lib.
Yeah.
And like that to me really stands out, that this feels like a movie TV show, and Walking Dead to me feels like a Mad Lib. Like, here we are in this scene, and you can only walk like here, and these people say this, and then, oh, let's go to an awkward load screen and stutter, go to the next one, and it feels like you're just kind of like filling in the blanks, whereas Life is Strange, with their presentation, the way they incorporate music, the way that the characters emote and interact, the way that the story is much more like a contained plot as opposed to a, like, just a path. Like, Walking Dead is like, well, now we're here, well, now we're here, well, now we're here, and the story is only facilitated by that forward progress. Like Life is Strange has an overall plot structure that you're exploring. To me, it feels much more organically because it's within like this legit world, and they just do a lot very smartly, I feel, and create some moments. Like, for example, there's a lot of points where you can just sit down in Life is Strange, and that sounds like a very dumb thing to do, and a lot of people probably just skip over it because why would you like want to sit down in the middle of the game? Every time you sit down somewhere, Max gives her inner dialogue for like a good 20, 30 seconds. There's like 6, 7, 8 lines of dialogue that she's commenting on what happens. And I think that they do a really nice job of referencing your decisions in ways that feel like it's naturally implemented. It's not like, well, this character isn't here. It's like there's conversations where like someone will get mad at you for something you chose last episode. And obviously they wouldn't if you didn't pick that. And I haven't finished episode 4, but apparently, based on reviews I've read, that this has like the most branching paths that people have ever seen in an adventure game. Like that their commitment to creating multiple realities.
But everybody's saying there's one ending, no? Like the same
I don't
crazy
think
ending, no?
Nah,
so.
There's definitely different things. Like here,
okay.
choices matter here. Like way more than any Telltale game. Like the choices that you make here matter.
What episode are you on? Are you on episode 4 as well?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I finished episode 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I'm a little bit behind, but choices matter, and that's very obvious in this game. And Zach knows about that maybe a little bit more because he's in episode 4. But certain things, even that you do in episode 1, change things in episode 2.
Okay,
you could see how they go drastically different.
And I think like they do a lot. Okay, like there's just little pieces that kind of coagulate together to make it a more full experience. For example, your cell phone, you get text messages from people. So that's another way to interact with them. The way that they kind of do things, like, for example, I feel like you know so much more about the character's personality, the way that they behave. You see them in so many more organic situations. Whereas, again, like Walking Dead is like, it feels like it's 2 notes. Like either go zombies or like, oh, we're sitting around a fire. And there's definitely good moments. Like I love Walking Dead, nothing against it. But here, like, I don't know. I feel like they just cover the spectrum of humanity far greater. And I know that's like a really like esoteric thing to say, but it seems like they just writers.
I mean, I guess it's also like it's such a different setting, right? So it's kind of difficult to compare them. Like one is much more like regular world. Something crazy is going to happen. Again, I don't know what happens in episodes 2, 3, 4, but Walking Dead, there is like a catastrophe that has already transpired, and now it's kind of like the outcome. So I don't know if you could like do it the same way, even if you wanted to. But I don't know. I mean, look, if it's better than The Walking Dead, because season 1 was very, very well done. I mean, it had its dull moments as well, which I'm sure this does too. But
there's just also like way more to like click on, explore. Like I don't know. It just makes the Telltale effort feel a little bit hollow.
I'll say this: okay. Telltale's games like run just a little bit better, because people make fun of it for a reason. Like Life is Strange does have some super cheesy dialogue. It has some crazy cheesy moments. The lip syncing really is bad in certain places, but they had a way smaller budget, to be fair. I mean, if you take all that stuff into account, like, so yes, Walking Dead is like technically better, like it runs better.
Not
I
on
think.
console.
I'm not playing Life is Strange on console. I don't know.
I'm saying PC. Walking Dead on console is a nightmare.
I've never played Walking Dead on console either. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I too prefer Life is Strange.
And to be fair, Telltale didn't have a big budget when they were making Walking Dead either. So
I think they had more of a budget than these guys have.
But you could say, look, they're being published by Square Enix. That's not a tiny little publisher. So
sure, all right. But yeah, Life is Strange.
It's really fun. I think if you haven't played that, I think it's definitely like a great summer game, especially since you're at 4 now. The 5th episode, they've been releasing them like every 2 months, month and a half,
which is okay.
I wish it was a little bit shorter, but they do a really nice job of recapping. So it's been, I wish it was shorter. I'll just say that. No excuses. But I don't forget what happened. I don't know. They handle things very well. And there's just been some really interesting moments. I think the time mechanic obviously grants them more intrigue than like... I mean, imagine if Walking Dead had time travel or, rewinding or whatever. Like that would add a certain...
No, I mean, like we talked about it when we talked about it like way back when the first one came out. It's just cool to have an ability to reverse time in a game where it's all about decision making and like sticking with your decisions. So that's really an interesting mechanic.
Yeah, and then we played a ton of Rocket League, which...
Awesome. What a great game, right, Zach?
Yeah. I mean, I love it. It's just, today was not a good day.
I think that Rocket League is really just like FIFA in many regards, because when you play it and you're winning and you're doing well, it's like it's amazing. It's like a super fun game and phenomenal. Then other times where you're playing, there's a glitch or something, and then you get aggravated. You can't like go back to being happy and playing well. It's just a complete nightmare in that regard. So
what if there is no glitch?
Very similar.
What if there is no glitch and you're just having a bad day?
Well, that's what I'm saying too. Is like in FIFA sometimes, like when I'll lose, it only gets worse because I'll be upset. Like I'm not playing anymore with like thinking. I'm just playing with emotions. I'm like, come on, go, you know? So it's the same thing.
We did the math, Zachary, on how much Rocket League I played. 17 hours.
Holy jeez.
202 matches by 5 minutes each. That's 17 hours.
Yes. I have 84 or 83 matches, something like that.
Yeah.
And Zach probably has...
I think
50?
Yeah, 50.
75.
60.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My guess.
Either way, it's like a really amazing game. It's like the best, I think, like multiplayer game I've played in a very long time. I'm trying to think of what would be the last thing. Evolve.
I mean,
Splatoon.
you wouldn't pick something this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, it's interesting that all my favorite games aside from Batman are, you know, these multiplayer games. But yeah, Rocket League definitely, it's cool that it sets itself apart by not being like, oh, it's a shooter that does something cool. Like, it's a totally unique kind of game. And just those mechanics of cars and the soccer ball and the boost and stuff. Like, it's very, it almost feels like board game design where, like, they intricately planned everything out. Like, the spacing of the boost pads, that where the goals are. So, like, you can score if you hit the ball just right in the center, but not all the time. Like, very expertly thought out and balanced.
The right distance. Yeah. Like, even if you're all the way in the enemy net, you do have a chance. If you align yourself in the middle with all those boosts, you'll have a chance to get back to your net in time to get a save and stuff. So,
and, like, trying that had to be a nightmare.
Yeah, and DLC is coming, which is cool.
Yeah.
They officially have announced it. The next DLC is going to be 2 packages. The free DLC is going to be spectator mode, some improvements to some of the like glitchy stuff and servers, and then I believe a new map, right?
Nice.
And then the paid DLC is going to be 3 cars or something like that, 3 or 4 cars, and a bunch of customizable stuff. So that'll be cool. Depending on how much it costs, also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll probably buy it anyway because we got it for free on PlayStation Plus, so I just want to support the game.
Right, yeah. I ended up getting it on PC as well just because.
Just cause.
Just cause.
There we go.
Just Cause
3. It's
later
coming
this year. I'm seeing that at Gamescom. So hopefully there's a lot of stuff coming to Gamescom, like Scalebound, Quantum Break, Crackdown, like a lot of it's Microsoft, so I don't know if Sony's going to have anything of interest, but there's quite a bit coming. 2K announced Mafia 3 this week, and
Gabe had that predicted for a while now.
When is my BioShock baby gonna be born? Next E3?
I don't know, but do you really want anybody else to work on it?
Yes, I love the universe.
No, I know, but what I mean is, like, I don't know. You don't you think there's something to the fact that your favorite ones are the ones that Ken worked on?
Yeah. I wish he was doing major stuff. He's doing indie.
He's doing an indie stuff, an indie project.
So it's the best of all worlds. All the lighthouses together. We get all of them.
Yeah, or they could just make a new IP. Which would be cool. Right?
Horizon
or do you still need a BioShock in space?
I still need BioShock in space.
Okay.
I still want also Naughty Dog to do a future-based game, like a space age game.
Did you see their... oh, man, I don't know if I have it here. No, I don't. I got the Art of Naughty Dog book, and they showed the art for what they were working on before they did Last of Us. It's a futuristic, like, really, really cool game. Like, I'll show you guys after.
Okay.
It's insanely cool looking. It's like Nathan Drake kind of, but like with robotic, like, I don't know. It looks really, 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 really cool, and I hope they work on that at some point. But again, now they got Uncharted, they got Last of Us 2, which is for sure in the works. I'm almost 100% certain they're probably already working on it.
I'm really excited for Uncharted 4. I've kind of flipped around in that just because
Yay.
It's, it'll be good. I guess I the subject matter just isn't that exciting to me. Like, I think the game will be great, but
But
like,
what, the brothers? It'll be perfect for
No,
you, dude.
not that, but just like, hey, like Treasure Hunter, man, like versus like dude and girl in post-apocalypse versus like space age, like I don't know, two dudes.
Did you just compare it to Tomb Raider before?
No,
What you said, girl in post-apocalypse? What
no,
was
that's Last of Us. Guy and girl in post-apocalypse.
that? Okay.
Tomb Raider is like
Isn't
super.
it's a similar treasure hunter adventurer.
But the thing that's different about Tomb Raider is that it's like.
Well, it's a female lead. That's first difference.
But the other thing is, it's like, again, Uncharted is sort of like we're here and now we're here and now, which is great, but it's, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the story is as important or something.
Okay, I guess we'll see. Only time will tell.
The last game. Well, has anyone played anything else? Okay,
Yeah,
that sort of came
I
out of
didn't get a
nowhere. There was
chance
like
to
huge
play.
fanfare for that, and then it's out. I played N++, which was the PS. What are they calling their thing? Like summer fun play. I think it's the play promo. Yeah, it's got N++, Galaxy, and
That's the one that Gabe is waiting for.
Yes,
I think that's the one that I'm excited for out of those.
me too. N++ is really cool though. I mean, very simple idea. It's a single screen platformer that's focused on like time trials and like completing the levels as quick as you can, except more about like doing things quickly with momentum and less about like super punishing levels. Like more about how quickly you can finish it. Like it's totally completable. Whereas Meat Boy I think is more about like this is brutally hard and you're gonna die because you can't do it. This is like crap. I want to set a higher time and a higher score. Anyways, I had fun with it. I played it for about an hour last night, and I'll definitely go back. It's just like kind of a nice like post-meal game, like a dessert game. Like, hey, I just beat Gabe 8 times in Rocket League. Whoa, that was crazy. Now I'm gonna go and play some N++ to like settle down before bed. Yeah,
That is crazy to say.
yeah.
That's
Absolute
for sure.
madness. But yeah, there's not much else. Hopefully we'll get some cool announcements at Gamescom to talk about. But other than that, like it's kind of the.
They did confirm for Tomb Raider a little bit of a throwback of when that's coming to the other consoles.
Yes.
Right. They said PC is going to be first quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then PS4 is going to be fall, which I honestly think is better because I think going up against Fallout is not a good idea. Whereas when it comes out on PlayStation, it'll be a little bit more breathing room, I think.
Well,
That's a good point,
my scary thought is if Sony's going to try and use that as one of their games next year, since they have nothing this year. Like, are they gonna?
No, dude. Next year they're good. I think Sony's got exclusives for next year.
If their fall lineup was Last Guardian and Tomb Raider,
Uncharted.
well, Uncharted is early.
No, I know, but like
Talking about their fall lineup. If their fall lineup was Last Guardian and Tomb Raider, that would be so sick. Like,
I don't think so.
I'd
I think
vomit.
Horizon's coming out next year.
It's on the cover of
think so.
Edge magazine this week, by the way.
I think that's coming
New
out
details.
next year.
Yeah, I if it does, that'd be awesome.
And No Man's Sky.
It's not a retail game though. No,
It may be. We don't know.
it's downloadable.
How do you know?
That's not a $60 game. No chance in hell.
Well, but it doesn't mean even if it's a $40 game, it could still be a retail box copy.
I bet that thing.
Garden Warfare was boxed.
I don't think No Man's Sky is a retail game. I think that game is way simpler and smaller than people make it out to be. That game is like the definition of like
Smaller? I don't think smaller is the word that you could use to
smaller
describe
in the
that
sense
game.
of like what you do. I think people are expecting like a Fallout type game, like
I don't
oh,
think
you get
so.
to like hunt dinosaurs and travel space and fight and collect and survive and. I
And
think
maybe
it's
that
gonna-
is all the things that you can do in that game.
Yeah, but maybe it's
that
also-
is everything you can do there.
What if it's just more of an esoteric, like go explore and look around? They haven't shown any gameplay. Yeah, but you're not gaming. You're just like exploring the environment. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a visual fiesta.
I don't know. I mean, they did say, like, they did explain the gaming mechanics already. Like, you're collecting fuel and parts to upgrade your ship to try to jump from one galaxy to another to get closer to the center.
But what is the motivation for any of this?
To get to the center.
No, I know,
Just
but
like there's
why
a
are you-
motivation
why
to
do you-
finish Fallout.
But
or
why do
finish a
you want to
game.
get to these other planets if all you're going to do is like walk around them? And they're randomly generated
you're
as
walking
is.
around. You're walking around in Fallout, or you're walking
Yeah,
around.
but you're
and-
fighting, you're collecting, you're talking.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to do that as well.
Have they? Really?
I'm not sure if
On
they've shown
ground
it.
combat.
I don't think so. they showed spaceship stuff, like battles, but on ground they showed him breaking up rocks and like collecting resources and stuff. And I know that behind closed doors they did show way more like actual combat and gathering of resources. And I think a lot of people don't really get what that game is, which to be fair is just because I don't know if it shows very well. I think it's one of those games that's going to be a hit or miss depending on like once you actually play it. So we'll see.
No Man's Sky? I would be very surprised. But then again, I thought I would hate Batman, and Batman is my favorite game of the year thus far.
Boom. So there you go.
They're comparing No Man's Sky to other games such as Minecraft and DayZ, though it's important to realize that each of those titles have a much more distinct motivation for players to play. No Man's Sky doesn't have... See, that's where I'm like, what is that? What are you trying to say there? There's no.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to protect it from the standpoint of like that. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a phenomenal game because again, we don't know much about it still, which is weird because we've seen it so many times.
Right.
But I don't know why. I feel like that game is just it doesn't show well.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to like it. I'm just saying that I think that the only way you'll know if you like it is kind of just like diving in there and seeing if the little carrots that they hang for you are
worth
interesting enough, so to speak.
No, it should be cool nonetheless. And also, Dragon Quest, the new one, they announced is being worked on for the NX,
amazing,
which is weird. So they're already making NX games.
I guess they already know the stuff that they need for it.
So that
plus, look, if they announce it at E3 and it comes out in the fall, they need some games. So
get working.
I've not played any Dragon Quest games. I think I might have played one, but I just don't remember if it even was that JRPG. But that looks cool. Like, did you guys watch the reveal? First of all, nothing but gameplay. It wasn't like a trailer thing. It was like gameplay. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the ones that we know that are going to be coming out for sure because we don't even know what the NX is right now. 3DS, yeah. And they showed how like they can carry over like certain spots and stuff like that, which is interesting. But I don't know, it just looks really cool. The environments look cool, and I think it's great for people who are like fans of JRPGs because it seems like a little bit of a resurrection of those, right? Like it seemed like for a few years there was practically no JRPGs, and then now suddenly we're getting a lot of stuff. Like look, Persona 5, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy. I'm blanking on another one. There was another big one. Kingdom Hearts, but there's something else.
It's almost like they can't think of anything creative or new to do.
Says the guy that wants another BioShock.
Okay, well, I love BioShock, and it's actually like linear and good.
People love Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. And
make some story-based games, and then you can have all your JRPGs and open-world nonsense that you want. Yeah, but they're not good. An 80-hour story is ridiculous. Like, if it takes you 80 hours to convey your point to me, then, like, good grief, you're not a good writer. Emails?
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, as always, if you have an email, please send it in to can'tstopasking@gmail.com. There you go. Bam. You see that? We just completed it.
Poop mail? Don't do that. That sounds like a really bad idea. Our first email is a relationship question, starting things off.
Oh, okay.
With the bang.
Hot and spicy.
Hello, guys. My name is Philip. I love that you've been spending more time on emails recently. I hope you continue to do so. I've noticed several emails over the last few weeks have been based on relationships. Okay. I was wondering if you could give me an answer to this question that I have. My girlfriend broke up with me yesterday, and obviously that really sucks.
Sorry about that.
It wasn't done spitefully. It was just a change of feelings on her part. She was my first girlfriend, and accordingly, my first breakup. I was wondering if you guys had any advice on how to reduce the pain, especially since we are in the same class in school and will be seeing each other on a daily basis very soon. Thanks for taking the time to read this. And if you please do not use my name. All right, well, we will be editing out the name, Mystery Man. Next time, put that at the front of the email, by the way. But
that's
anyways,
probably a good idea.
So this guy, whose girlfriend broke up with him, any advice to ease his breakup pain?
Pull her hair. Yeah. Oh.
I guess perspective is a big thing, and it's hard when you're in this situation, but to realize that you'll probably have many girlfriends, and that even if you like thought this person was amazing, you'll probably meet better people. And again, the thing that I like to like think about the most is if someone doesn't want to be with you, why would you possibly want to be with them? And I know that's easier said than done, but again, like if she like had a change of feelings and didn't whatever, then like it wasn't going to be fun anymore anyways. It wasn't going to be grand anymore anyways. And so if you can just sort of focus on what, you know, what fun things and good things you have going forward in your life, like again, especially it sounds like you're in high school, like that's a big time for like personal growth. Like most likely focusing on relationships is not like the ideal priority. So just enjoy yourself and don't get too caught up in the drama of all that.
Yeah. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Don't worry about it. Just let it go, and it'll come around. That's it. Okay.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Our next email comes in from Matthew. Says, hello, Ghost, Gabe, and Max. I've composed 3 sections, one for each of you. So here we go.
Here we go.
Gabe, you're first.
Oh.
When I was 10, my sister forced me to go ride my first roller coaster. After I rode tons of terrifying rides, we finally left. I was very angry at her at first, but I came to accept it, and now I like roller coasters. Zach, don't tell Gabe I said this, but you could one day barge into his hotel room when you meet up and spew ketchup on him. Maybe he'll eventually like it. Hey, we've been thinking about this.
The dropped part of it is just weird, because usually dropped is like when you get like KO'd. Okay. Covered in ketchup?
As he's vomiting. Great. Max, all I have to say to you is this, Max. Gang up on Gabe and force him to eat mayonnaise too. I told Zach to spew ketchup on him, so this one's perfect for you.
Okay. We will work. We will work on it. Stay tuned for PAX, ladies and gentlemen.
And my section, I'm not going to read on the cast.
Oh.
It's just a little bit
inappropriate.
Yes.
All right.
Let's see. Dan writes in and says, he says, hey, my name is Dan. Hey, Dan. I need your guys' help. Based on the last show and the guy who's trying to get his girlfriend into gaming, I got my girlfriend into gaming. What at the time I thought was a good idea, but now not so much. She just hogs my systems. What should I do? Pull her hair? All right. We'll move on from that quickly. I just had to get that in there.
Yeah, that was awkward enough.
Hello, guys. My name is Mason, longtime listener and longtime lover. I have a question for you. If you were to pick a game TV
Why did you pause like that? That was so awkward, Zach. Longtime lover.
If you were to pick... I'm a dramatic reader. What can I say? If you were to pick a game, TV show, or movie to make into a line of Funko Pop figures, what would you pick?
They do? Huh. Interesting. I've never seen it.
There is no Legend of Zelda Funko Pops. Yes, Nintendo does not have any.
I think that's the only... Did you link us to Link?
No, he's just saying he would make Link, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. To be quite honest, I know maybe this is going to offend a lot of people because it seems like everybody loves Funko Pops. I don't really like their design. Like, I really don't think it translates. I think if you look at the stuff that they've done since then, like they've done these fabrication things, which are really cool, like little plush designs. And then they also do like the blind bag minifigures and stuff like that. I like those way better because they have unique sculpts. Like, I don't like that they almost always use the same body and then just kind of like try to make it look... I don't know. Those big eyes freak me out too.
That's a custom. It's a custom. Yeah. I think I would do either Donkey Kong Country, so like Diddy, Dixie, Cranky,
and they could
K.
be with
Rool.
felt. Like you could actually have like...
Or
actual...
I would like a Funko of Baby Me. There's no nudity. It's covered up. If you're not watching the video version, you probably should. If you want to see a sweet photo.
If you're not watching, don't.
It's a great look at me. I'm like, what's up? Like, why are you taking this photo?
Listening.
Look at my hand position. I'm like, give me some privacy.
By the way, you're using way too much toilet paper there, my friend.
All right. Okay, Mason writes in again, a different Mason.
Okay.
And says, hey guys, yeah, we often hear your opinions on movies and video games, but what we don't know is what kind of music do you guys like and listen to? But very opposite ends of the spectrum. Gabe listens to like that fall asleep old man rap, and I listen to that like hype mainstream nonsense.
Okay.
I like Drake, Lil Wayne, Big Sean, Fetty Wap, Kanye. I really like Hobson's new album. Max, what about you?
I am the most non-loyal music listener ever. I don't think I have like one favorite singer or a band. I just kind of listen to like songs. Mm-hmm. So like I can listen to sometimes Taylor Swift if I'm in the mood.
I love
Bring
Taylor.
it on. Let's do it. Taylor Swift all day. Then I could listen to some rap music. Then I could go back to some rock and roll, listen to some Lynyrd Skynyrd, everything. There's like the whole gamut. I don't think I have like any loyalty to any one artist. I just kind of listen to whatever I'm in the mood for. Like if I want to get hyped, I'll listen to something of that type. Then if I want to get like, I don't know, more relaxed and chilled out, something a little bit slower, more calm, etc.
Have you ever listened to Cabbage Patch Girl?
Nope. What is that?
That was when I was...
Is that a rap?
Yeah,
Oh.
when I was... so when the year Final Fantasy 13 came out, whatever year that was, 2011, 10. For my brother's birthday, I made him a rap album, and my alias was Cabbage Patch Girl.
Funny thing, speaking of rap, when I was like 8 or 9, we used to do these. In Israel, there was these. There's a duo rap group. What was their name? So, I think their name was Sabvatel. I'm pretty sure, which is like darkness and light, kind of.
I thought you were gonna say Hebrew and hummus.
Hebrew. Yeah, that's what it was. Hebrew and hummus. Yeah, and we used to do these concerts where we would literally put up like concerts in the park, and we had like a good amount of people show up. It was our first time that we did some swag. And funny thing is, I'll bring this up.
Wait,
This is
you rapped or they rapped?
Yeah. No. We rapped. We learned all their songs, and we would perform the songs.
That's awesome.
But the funny thing is, back then, nobody did the thing, at least in Israel, of where you show your underwear. You know, like where, like you, I don't
Sagging?
know, what is it called?
Yeah.
Sagging. Yeah, I was gonna say you're hanging, but that's not the right word. You're sagging. So there was one time when we were doing one of these concerts, because we would do them often. And
like weekly?
Yeah, sometimes like twice a week.
I wish I lived in Israel and could have come see Max's concerts.
Dude, and I had, in one of the concerts, I had my pants, like we were dancing and stuff, so my pants slid down, and you could see my underwear. Mm-hmm. Now, they weren't the coolest underwear, like Spidey underwear, so not the coolest, but my friends made fun of me, and then I think to myself, like, now I would be considered cool for doing it. Like, I'd be weird if I didn't have myself that way. So I like to think that I originated sagging, at least in Israel. Yeah. At least in Israel. Okay.
Oh, God.
Oh, I'm a terrible dancer.
Then you
Yeah,
can
we
pass
could drop some.
You can pass out your CDs like everyone else at PAX.
Drop a hot beat. I've never rapped in English, but I could have. Yeah, we're doing it in Israel. Yeah, that's a language.
Yeah.
You see, that's
Hebrew.
your typical American knowing that Israeli is a language. Mm-hmm.
Hebrew.
Hebrew
is not a language based on that location, though. Anyways, next email comes from Thomas, back on the girl train.
Okay.
Since so many people have been writing in for relationship advice, I thought I would get advice from the love gurus themselves. So, and man, I feel like this is alternate universe me writing in. So I've been in a relationship for almost 2 years. In the past few months, I've come to realize that both of our lives are going in different directions. I don't really see a future for us. I've tried to break up with her 4 times in the last 2 weeks, telling her that I would still want to remain friends, but every time I try to break up with her, she gets incredibly upset and she ends up making me feel horrible. So we end up making up even though I truly want to break up. Should I just stick to it and break up with her and try to remain friends, or should I just accept this as one of those messy breakups and end contact with her altogether? How should I handle this? What should I do?
Should he pull her hair?
Maybe a tickle. Maybe a tickle.
Tickle?
There's levels of gradation. I mean, like, do you need to block her everywhere and, like, cancel her out of your life? Maybe. But I think like, the most important thing to realize is don't let your own happiness be sabotaged by someone else's desires. Whether you sound like the kind of person that wants to make people happy and don't want to upset people. And that's just like part of life. People are going to get upset. And just because you make a decision that someone doesn't like doesn't mean it's a bad or wrong decision. It's just one they don't like. So you saying like, hey, we're going different directions. This isn't what I want anymore. Like it's legitimate to get upset about, but it's also totally legitimate for you to say and to follow through with. So I think stick to your guns. If she becomes persistently problematic, then yeah, you may need to cut off contact just to basically preserve your own sanity. And know that 99.9% she'll be perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about, whatever, and she'll get over it eventually. But yeah, don't be held hostage by someone else's
desire.
Yeah. His name, well, I don't know if we should say it. Yeah. Yeah. Follow through. Rich Boy writes in saying, hello, Zach Pack, Vault Gabe, and 3 Mad Max Blitz.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's Steven here. Okay, he's both. He's Rich Boy Steven, I guess. Got a question for you amazing people. Is it nerdy to have your favorite game stickers on your car? My girlfriend keeps telling me that my Call of Duty and Halo stickers on my rear window are really nerdy.
I like how Gabe, if he ever gets, like, he can't be mean. Like, he'll drop a mean comment and he's like, no, I'm joking. I'm really nice, guys. Please, Zach. Yeah, plus it sounds like it's the kind of thing she just uses to tease you, so. Yeah.
Nicole writes in and says, hi guys, my name is Nicole, and I've recently been rewatching one of my favorite shows, an Australian prison drama called Wentworth. The reason I bring this up is that one of the characters on this show is offered access to a gaming console in return for secret information on another prisoner. This got me thinking, if you guys ever found yourself serving a lengthy prison sentence, let's say 10 to 25 years, and were given access to one game as a result of good behavior to use for a short time each day until your sentence was up, what game would you choose and why? Keep up the good work.
Gabe would choose Rocket League. Because it never gets old, right?
Oh, God, Gabe. Right.
Half-minute hero, so that you make sure that you actually get through a round or something. Your Inkling. I think I know what Zach is going to pick. Was that a little bit of a precursor?
If we don't have any internet, though, Splatoon.
What if you can play against everybody else
in prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why can't it just be like an island thing?
I know
like
what I pick.
Games
I know
or
what I'd
something?
pick.
Okay.
Mario Maker.
Ooh. But by the time you're done creating a level,
And then the next day I get to play it.
oh, okay,
So there's
that's
like
good.
a reason to keep living.
Oh, okay. That's
So I don't
good. There you
noose
go.
myself.
Yeah.
All right. Jack writes in, repeat writer. He's the guy who last week wanted to know about if he should, how's he supposed to get a hold of that girl that he gave his number to, but she didn't give her number to him.
Okay.
Hello, Can't Stop Playing crew. It's Jack from last week, and I'm just letting you know that the girl from summer school finally texted me, and I didn't even have to do any of the creepy things you suggested. Now on to my question for this week. I was wondering if
You
there's...
should have edit that out, Zach, because it kind of ruins our whole status as love gurus.
I was wondering if there's ever been a game that has made you so mad and frustrated that you had to stop playing that.
She called him back and said, "Stop calling." I'm joking.
Oh, jeez. I had a bad Rocket League day. I brought out the rage in me, which I rarely do, and I made a huge dent in my desk.
I still feel like you need to have that like included in a video just so we could tell how big.
It's
'Cause
not that
to me,
bad.
you know, like it sounds like your desk is like this. Like it sounds like it's dented like horribly.
Can you see that?
Oh, that's barely, dude. Yeah, I probably would. Because to be fair, I have a little like right here from a scissors thing that I was.
But that's not a game I'll stop playing. I'm gonna play it after this podcast. A game that I like legitimately stop though. Like I'm thinking like a game that has like some bad mechanic or glitch or because you just got too frustrated. Like it was making you too upset.
I don't know about upset. I mean, there's been lots of games that I've just stopped playing altogether because I'd be like, yeah, I've had enough of it, you know?
Yeah, Witcher didn't make me upset, but I was like just done.
Funny, I was going to bring that up too, but that's a recent one. Yeah, like I think if a game is just like... I've had things like that maybe with FIFA, but again, it's similar to like what Zach had with Rocket League today, where I'll quit that match and I'll just be like, okay, I'm done for, at least an hour.
Right. I mean, Dark Souls could be that, but it's not. Like I beat those, so.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any games that I just stopped because it was just like so annoying and bad. Because typically, if it gets to that point, I'll just stop prior to getting that bad. I'll just be like, yeah, that's the game not for me.
All right,
so,
well.
Yeah.
Fizzed Gamer writes in for a question that I won't be answering. Hello, the Three Musketeers. Great Gabe, Bizarre Blitz, and Great GhostRobo. Why are we both? I like how me and Gabe are both great, and then there's Bizarre Blitz, smack dab in the middle.
Listen, bizarre is a synonym for unique. I'm sure. I hope.
I have a quick question for you guys. Hearing Zach say he won't fight Gabe got me wondering. Tell me about times you guys have been in fist fights. All right, Gabe. Tell us a story.
Wait. I just have a quick question. Why does Gabe have a loofah behind him? Like just to take a shower. Do you see that? I just noticed that right now.
In your bedroom, you're just like, man, I just gotta get this grime off me, baby. Okay.
I'm sorry for bringing that up. I just noticed it. I was like, wait, is that a duster? It isn't.
Is that your next segment of girl advice? Just get one of these loofahs, man. You can gets real comfy.
Guys, you gotta really try to take showers in the bedroom. It's crazy.
Just loofah her all up, and she'll love you for days. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Like honestly, I'm never ever proud of any of them.
Max, you fist fought?
Yeah.
Wow.
But the main reason for me would be like typically where Like when I was younger, because I grew up like with an only parent, I was like super, and still am, super protective of like my mom. So it's like, you know, when you're kids, if somebody insulted my mom, that was like everybody in my school knew, like, you can insult me and tell me anything you want and it's okay. But as soon as you said anything, it was like the most short fuse. I'd just be like, okay, let's go. I just throw down my backpack and
Gabe,
it's a
his
fight.
punch is kind of similar to mine if you saw that there.
Yeah. It's like, it's a whip. No, listen, I can throw a punch, Zach. I'll show you at PAX.
All right, let's sparring.
I will though admit, I'm not going to be too proud. I have lost fights also. Like,
I've never
but it's
been
good.
in any.
It humbles you.
My
good.
record is 0-0. Put a number on this, roughly. How many fistfights have you each been in? You don't have to tell the stories, but just roughly how many? Whoa!
Yeah, probably somewhere in there too. 10
Holy
fights,
cow.
maybe. Yeah. It gets hot, so that's why. You just get overwhelmed. Oh, yeah, that happened to me too. I remember specifically one time we were playing soccer, and there was this bully who just kept bullying this one guy, and I was like, okay, enough. And we went to blows, and yeah.
Well, here's my stand-up story since you won't tell it. One time Ganesh was getting made fun of in first grade because he fell asleep during his timeout. And people were making fun of him because he was drooling on himself. And I stood up in front of the whole class and said, guys, we need to respect everyone, and gave a nice speech. That's how I handled my controversy.
That's excellent.
Yeah, you're always given that option, Gabe. Why don't you just walk away? I would rather take a punch and walk away than get in a fight.
Yeah, but to be quite honest with you,
then.
most fist fights when you're a kid end after the first punch lands. So, because 90% of fights in school are, come on, bro, right. What you gonna do? It's pushing. It's like, that's not a fight. Yeah.
Oh, you're counting like actual like.
Yeah, like you actually get in a fight. A long time ago. I have not had a fight since I've moved to Canada, so
that's good.
I've definitely matured. I got over that. Like, it was just a weird thing like that. I just was like overprotective, you know. Like, I always was like weird about that. And then one time I also did get into a fight because this guy ruined all my drawing supplies, which was yeah. Oh.
Okay. Captain Narwhal is maturing.
Mine is like probably 8-9 years.
He writes in and says, greetings, Splat God, Captain Canada, and Ketchup Coward.
Captain Canada, yeah. That sounds good.
Like my name is Jet, and I come seeking advice.
Awesome name.
There's a girl I really like, and we've known each other for a few months. We have similar interests and are pretty good friends already. We'll be in 11th grade this fall. Anyways, we've gone to the movies a couple times, and my friends assume we're dating, but I'm not really sure if we are, and I don't know how to bring this up or address this without it being super awkward. Any advice on how I deal with knowing if we're dating or not?
There is... Okay, here we go. Advice. I don't know. It is, I will say that. When you're in that age, it's the most awkward conversation where you do that thing of like, so you want to be my girlfriend? Like, it's the most weird thing to bring up. So I totally get you, because I had the same exact thing where you would be like, how do I do this like in the most non-weird way? But it's always going to be weird if you do that. How about it? So how about it?
Or what you do is one day when she's in her room, visit her house, and you slip a note under the door, and it says like, "Are we dating? Yes or no?" And you
two check boxes.
Yeah, and then you wait outside the door, and she passes it back to you, and then you have your answer. How about it?
Or you slip it under her door with yes already checked.
Right. Ooh.
And that's smooth. I never thought that this podcast would turn to this. Like, this is incredible.
To me, like, I kind of agree with you, Gabe. Like, if you've gone out on a couple dates or like gone to the movies and they're not dates, like that's pretty clear that you're not dating. Because I feel like you both would be pretty aware if like you're talking and like liking each other or just like, hey, let's go to the movie.
Because you would know what kind of conversations you're having. You know,
Yeah.
like if it's your friends, it's different. Like you don't talk about the same things necessarily.
Yeah.
We're not dating. We're just yeah. So yeah. And when you're dating someone, typically you'd know.
Yeah.
So ask her, hey, are we dating? Hey, could you just tell me, what is this? What's happening? Yeah,
Right.
Jet is pretty fantastic. That's a cool name.
Ian has a cool name as well and writes in Gentleman. Because of the long gap between major releases, my hype level is growing uncontrollably for some titles this fall. This made me wonder, which game on any platform ever has generated the most hype for you guys? Obviously, Zach's is Final Fantasy VII. Thanks, Ian. Well, it's not Final Fantasy VII, but yeah, most hype ever for a game. I think mine would probably be Super Mario Sunshine, because I loved 64 so much. And I was so excited for Sunshine. I was at that prime age where I was like 10, 11 and just like super like excited and really like into games and like the joy of it and nothing serious about it. And I ordered it out of Nintendo Power because it came with a strategy guide and a t-shirt for a bundle price. And there was no like internet tracking at that point. So I was just waiting for UPS every day to come. And I would check every day to see if UPS came. And it got to the point where me and my brother would bike around the neighborhood at like 5 p.m. hoping to see the UPS truck. And when we'd see it, we'd like bike home and be like, this is the day, and then it wouldn't come down our street, and finally it did come, and then I played it for like 6 hours, and it ended up being one of my least favorite Mario games, but I was insanely excited for it, and I got a shirt that I never wore because it was too big. But I was like that, my hype levels for that were out of this world.
A few years back, I don't know, like I would be very, very, I know this is probably going to get a lot of hate, but I would be very excited with every Call of Duty release because
cool.
like that was the game that I played a lot. So whenever a new one comes out, I would just be like, you know, psyched. Especially I remember specifically Black Ops. That was the one that I was like, oh, this looks like it's going to hit all the right notes for me. Like I like the setting of the single player, the multiplayer looks great, zombie, like all of that together felt like a really cohesive package. So that would be one that I was excited for. And then there's lots of games like now Horizon is like for sure my most highly anticipated game right now, and I hope that it's coming out pretty soon. Yeah. Uncharted 4 is there because I love that series. So there's lots of games. I think that just kind of cyclical, you know.
It's a good game.
Yeah. I think the weird part that is true, though, is, like, as you get more and more into gaming and you start, like, reading about it and, like, you do what we do and stuff like that, there's almost, like, some sort of, like, cynicism a little bit that gets added to it. So it's, like, I don't know if I could ever be as excited as I was. Yeah. I'd love to be, but I'm not sure if we'd be able to. Just due to the access of information, now it's, like, you're always like, yeah, but they're going to do this, or they're going to do that, or they're likely to do this. So it's like, I don't know. I try to still be positive and try to be as excited as I was before.
Someone is at my door, so hold this for a sec. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Full stream.
I am doing excellent. How are you doing, Gabe? Oh, okay. Sure. I was gonna. You just want to find out what's happening? We could do a bonus episode where it's just you, Gabe's advice, and then the whole podcast would just be you giving advice, right?
All right, Gabe. Brilliant. This email is pretty much just for you. Hi, Gabe, Max, and Zach, but scratch those last two. My name is Jaquez, and I'm from Tennessee. I want to earn money by getting a job. Should I get a job? All right, next email. Hey, boys.
Let's do it. Okay.
Hey, boys, my name's Dominic, and I live in California. I like how he calls us boys. And then he tells us that he's turning 19 in August. Okay. I wanted to get your thoughts on my relationship situation.
Did you want him to write, hey, man?
I don't know, but it's just, like, funny. No, these are all of them, Gabe. Okay. Hey, boys, my name's Dominic, and I live in California. I love the podcast, and I want to get your thoughts on my situation.
Okay.
The subject line is hardest relationship question, by the way.
Ooh.
So, I met this girl the very last day of my college classes. I'm 18, turning 19 in August.
Is he grammatically incorrect or do not know how to read? What was that? Comma. Did they put a comma? College, comma, classes, period.
No, the truth of the matter is you want to get some behind-the-scenes podcast to read here? Yeah. I add sentences and words to people's emails to make them flow better. So, So, like, sometimes, like, I trip my own self up by thinking the sentence is going one direction and it's not.
Okay, makes sense.
Anyways, he's 18, turning 19 in August. I took the AM class for the last day instead of the PM class since it clashed with my work. I met this girl and we instantly hit it off. She is easily the most beautiful girl I've ever seen, like straight up 10 out of 10. A few Facebook messages later, I got her number and we started chatting even more. I found out that she is 21 and likes to go to bars a lot with her friends, so that's the first problem. She's legal to drink and do that, and I'm not so much. She also is way out of my league. I have hung out with her one time with two of her other friends, and we got all along fine and whatnot. It was a great time, but I don't know if she sees me as dating material. I now work at the same hospital as she does from her recommendation, even though we are on different floors. Can I use this as a way to get closer so we can talk more face-to-face, or am I just screwed?
Sounds like Scrubs a little bit, but okay.
We don't text that much anymore, and I'm wondering if I should just come out and tell her that I like her or wait and see how things go. It would be awesome to hear your advice. Thanks.
It's a little tricky, but the thing is, it's like if you've already hung out with her, then obviously you're comfortable enough to...
What bugs him the most is like the age and the fact that he feels like she's way better looking than he is. 2 years?
Yeah, especially but girls do mature like faster than guys.
Yeah.
So
well, he said they hung out a few times and it went well. So like my thing is like, what do you have to lose? You tell her you really like her and she's like, ew, gross. You're not texting anymore that much anyways. You're not on the same floor, so like whatever.
Go for it.
Right. Take advantage of the opportunities that are possible, because if you don't shoot the shot, you'll never make it.
Wow. Look at that. Very inspirational, Mr. Zachary here today.
Mario writes back in from last week.
Wow, Mario. What's up, broski?
First off, thanks for reading my email. I really enjoy you and everyone's debate.
How funny would it be if somebody just starts sending emails as if it's Mario about advice with Pete?
Yeah.
Like,
now we're going to get one.
And then it turns into a whole thing.
I really enjoyed you guys debating what a safety coordinator does. Max nailed it. I do walk around with giant pillows ensuring no one takes a spill.
I told you.
Also, I'm in for a fantasy football league if you guys do it. P.S. Anytime the show or you guys have a safety-related question, I would be happy to be the CSP resident safety coordinator. Thanks, Mario. So I thought we should pose a safety question to him this week.
I think...
No.
No, that's a bad idea. Also, fun fact, do not stick a metal fork into a working toaster.
Yes,
bad idea.
Bad idea.
I know that from personal knowledge. So, bad idea. That was the first time and last time that I got electrocuted. Not fun. Weird. Also, your hand gets shaky and stuff. Nonetheless, toasters are. If we end up having the meetup at PAX, he could be the safety coordinator for the three of us, like making sure that things don't go too crazy. You know, he'll have like pillows, and it'll be perfect.
Now, I want to tell you that Mario says here, I live in Seattle, I'm a Seahawks fan, so Mario,
you better show up, dude. We need to at least have 4 people. It would be... Yeah, what if one of us doesn't show up?
Mario, you got to keep us safe at our meetup.
Show up. Yeah,
keep everything under control. Great. Okay, so we'll get that set up.
All right. Now, the only thing is I'm going to need some help.
Yes.
Like, you have to tell me, like, at least...
Although, you might be, like, one of those people that, like, if you just draft randomly, you do even better.
Yeah, I probably would do better because I could just pick...
Or just go with, like, the top choice.
Talent,
like
you know?
The recommendation.
No, I'm not going to auto-draft.
Okay.
I got to go with my hunch.
Hunter writes in. Haunter writes in saying, "Where's that Gengar?"
Pokemon.
Ghost, would you be willing to go on a plane with only clowns if Gabe tries a spoonful of ketchup?
Wait, are you scared of clowns?
No, but I think it's a combination of planes and clowns. I don't know. Like a plane full of clowns is kind of creepy.
Yeah, no, I would be creeped out too. I'd be like, oh, what's happening here?
I will definitely do that. All right, thanks for being fun, Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, again, dude, like the thing that people don't understand, this guy wouldn't eat ketchup for 10 grand. So there's no point, like, I don't understand, like, what people are sending in. There's nothing, like, I don't know what else you could offer. Yeah, so Gabe the plan is that I'm going to be bringing those over, because those are huge in Canada. Like, it's one of the most popular flavors, so... Yeah.
Jesus descends down and says, "Disciple Gabriel, if you eat this ketchup, you will save the entire world. Otherwise, they'll be swallowed into oblivion." And Gabe's like, "I've had a good life." So that's, I mean... Nicholas writes in and says, "Hello, Gabe, Max, and Zach. First of all, I love your podcast. I've been listening from episode 1. I'm currently on an exchange year in the USA, originally from Germany, and I use the podcast to help improve my English," which I thought was pretty cool.
Well, Mr. Zach is going to exchange over to Germany for a few days.
Yes. The reason why I'm writing this email is because I have a very similar problem with Gabe. Just that, for me, it's way more than ketchup. It's easier to list the things I do eat than the things I don't eat. So here we go. I eat pasta, potatoes, rice, and meat. That's it. Everything. Completely dry pasta. My meat has to be so well done that there's no blood or liquid remaining. I don't eat any vegetables or mashed substances. I'm so grossed out by it that even seeing it makes me want to vomit. And when I smell it, I have to stop for a moment and focus on not running out of the room. For me, this is a severe issue, and I truly wish I could eat more things. I bet you can imagine how boring the same 4 foods get after 16 years. So please, stop bashing Gabe. It's annoying when everyone around me asks me to eat stuff and tells me it's stupid or I'm just being picky. I would love to eat the food they offer me, but whenever I try it, which I do as often as I can, I have to run to the bathroom. Gabriel, here's the difference between you and Nicholas. Nicholas, you're a brave man. Gabe doesn't even try it.
Exactly.
Right, so does Nicholas, but Nicholas at least
he will
tries
try
it.
And then rush to the washroom. So
right.
Nicholas is already better than you in that regard. Wow.
So there's hope. There's hope.
The thing is, what if we got somebody to like hypnotize you? What if it's just like a mental thing? Because it must be a mental thing.
Yeah.
Like you didn't like you didn't get scarred as a child, like, you know, like you I don't know, your mom was walking in a stroller and like a bunch of ketchup fell out of the sky and like dropped on you. Exactly. So because of that, okay, that's terrifying. But like if there's a chance, maybe it's like a mental thing, you know? What if we got like somebody to hypnotize you to tell you, "Gabe, ketchup is good, you like it," and then you're like, it just works.
Okay, so you're developing a pattern here, Gabe. Things you don't like turn out to be great.
So.
Oh, okay. Well, Isaac wants to know, Gabe.
Even when you say Chinese food, that's so many foods. That's like rice, noodles, like all of it. Wow. Okay.
All right, Gabe. Isaac wants to know, Gabe, would you eat a toothpick's worth of mayonnaise for $10,000? A toothpick worth, like a toothpick, like dip it. A toothpick for $10,000. A toothpick.
He's not doing it.
Hello, Zach, Von, Gabe, and Max. Just wanted to not talk about ketchup, I guess.
Brought down the mood.
Gabe, he's listening to our episode about dream cars. Now I feel just down about this. He's talking about his dream cars and then wants to know if Gabe would eat a little bit of ketchup to get his dream car.
You wouldn't eat a little bit of ketchup to get a $300,000 car?
And I really love his thought on reviews. He says, for games on a scale of 1 to 10, what if reviews were instead thought about like this? Instead of being scored like a 9, meaning it's a 90%, what if it was scored saying that how many people out of 10 would probably like this game. So for Batman, 9 out of 10 people will probably like it because of everything it is. And 9 out of 10 people will also like Rocket League because of what everything it is. So that it's not that they're being rated on the same playing field, but that the system of scoring allows them to be on the same playing field by saying how many people out of 10 would most likely like the game.
To enjoy it. Yeah, that's a
So
good way to look at it. That is a genius way of looking at it, dude. You should get on that and make that the Metacritic standard. Dude, it would be... Okay, we need to get on this. We're going to look this up.
Let's hire a hypnotist to come to PAX, and we'll do it live.
Because, like, yeah, if you're hypnotized... Because remember, Howie Mandel recently got hypnotized on America's Got Talent, and he shook everybody's hand. So, like, he made him believe that it's okay. It's like sports hypnotists, like, you know, where players are sometimes crack under pressure, so they get a hypnotist who, like, gets them to be okay. So we'll do the same thing, where he'll just tell you, like, ketchup is good. And then maybe you'll try it.
All right. Omar writes in, and he's got comments for all of us again, which is great. First off, for Zach, on the part of Arkham Knight where you were Jim Gordon, it took you 10 freaking minutes to find out where to go when there was a dang red carpet leading you there. That made me throw my tablet against the wall and yell in agony. Regardless of this, I still love you. Next is you, Hat Man. I would just like to say this. I'm going to sneak in your house. Right? No, that's Gabe.
Okay, good.
I would like to sneak in. I'm going to sneak in your house at night disguised as my alter ego Ketchup Boy and pour ketchup all over your face. And to make it even worse, I'll pour mayonnaise on there as well, since you revealed another weakness of yours. No hate directed to you, man. You're clearly an amazing person, but I just want to let you know this. Finally, as you, Max. You haven't done anything yet, so you're safe.
Thanks. Cool.
Lastly, I'd like to say I love this podcast. I listen to it every week, and I hope you continue being awesome. Gabe, P.S. Would you rather never be able to wear a hat again or have a tablespoon of ketchup? Oh, my God.
I mean, look. I'm telling you, I don't know what it's going to take. Like,
Gabe could be rich, have his favorite car, have all the hats in the world.
Like, look,
save his wife. Well, all the 10,000 that you've been offered.
Well, plus that car, you could probably sell it and you'd be well off. But like, I really think that there is some progress, though. Like, you have to understand this, guys. We got him to agree to potentially, just the fact that he said potentially, try ketchup-flavored chips.
Right.
So that's already progress. It's the texture. Okay. So wait, so if we what if we froze ketchup into ice cubes? And you just crunch them? No? Probably not, but we got to think about it, which is already amazing. You see that?
Oh, jeez.
Zach, we're making progress. And then the other one that he said, hypnotist. So that's he's making progress. He's making progress, which I'm proud of him.
Good, Gabe.
Yeah, like 1/10.
Gabe will step outside his house for a moment. He's a shut-in, but he'll at least make it to the driveway.
Exactly.
Rodrigo writes in, hello, California lover, Canadian cat, and beard farmer. How are you guys today?
Excellent. Thank you. That's so rare that we just get something as simple as that.
Well, I mean, there's more to it, but that's the start.
Oh, okay. Here we go. And now he just destroys us, picks us apart. Yeah.
At least the first part about talking over the internet is true. So I've recently heard some news about ESL implementing anti-doping at their events. I thought this was very interesting and a positive attitude. Could you guys quickly comment about this? Big time fan, keep the goodness rolling. I didn't even know that.
So there was some sort of controversy with, I think, Adderall, right? Or something.
Yeah, he talks about people are using stimulants for CSGO.
Yeah. So somebody was like taking Adderall to like be more focused or something. I don't know. I guess it's cool in terms of like it legitimizes it more, right? Like because it becomes like an actual sport, so to speak, which is really cool. So whenever that happens, I'm all for it. Great. It's just weird because I always find it like to what extent do you stop? But because caffeine to a certain extent for some people could act very similarly, right?
Right.
Like, make you focused and more like twitchy, and so I'm not sure. Like, how are they going to test for that as well? And
who's going to be the Tom Brady? I know, but who's going to be the Tom Brady and like destroy a keyboard or destroy like a email file or something? Patrick writes in with a great email. He says, "Hey guys, first I want to send my appreciation for your creation of a kind gaming sphere for everyone. So many people assume that games are a boy thing, despite the fact that gamers are half and half, male and female. They then jump whenever someone criticizes gaming companies for sexism. I'm happy that you guys realize there's a difference between getting to play as a girl, like in Fallout, and having the main hero be a girl in Tomb Raider. Pick your character games aren't sexist or anything, but many people fail to notice that most games with a single protagonist have a male protagonist, which puts them as the default hero. You guys call it out when women are placed as background decoration in games, and obviously wrong marketing techniques. Just want to say thank you. It's really hard to find people being kind like you." Thank you. I love how you guys have detailed, complex discussions on topics like violence in gaming, gaming in life, without diving onto just one side. Like how there's a bunch of different opinions and that you can be a great personal and comedy podcast even when there's a slow week in gaming. Perhaps my favorite part is your inclusion of fan mail. So here's mine. So he says he's missing the lightning round lately, which is true. And so he wanted to go through all the different Splatoon Splatfests from the different areas. He compiled them and wanted to get our quick answers on what we wanted. So there's two.
Which side we fall on.
Right. So there's 3 in Japan, 2 in Europe, and 2 in North America. So we're just going to quickly go through them. First, the North American ones. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding. Dogs win.
Roller coasters or water slides?
Water slides.
Water slides. Okay, cool.
Unanimous water slides.
Europe and Oceania. The first one is rock music or pop music?
Oh.
I'd say pop.
That's so tough because, like, is Taylor Swift pop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I nowadays do listen to more pop stuff. So.
All right. Favorite activity, sleeping or eating?
Yeah, eating.
I guess eating. Sleeping's not that fun.
Yeah.
And now to the Japanese ones. Favorite for breakfast, rice or bread?
Breakfast?
Yeah.
I guess bread, because like toast.
Yeah,
like I could have toast. Yeah.
All right. Favorite noodle bowl: green tanuki soba or red fox udon?
Yeah, he can't go with red.
Yeah,
You think it's ketchup noodles? I'll go with that one too. I'm not sure what that is. I've never had either one. So.
Favorite tea flavor: milk or lemon? I didn't know milk was a tea
lemon.
flavor. What is milk flavored tea?
I don't know. But I do know that a lot of people add milk to their tea. So
that's a pretty fun little question there. Thank you so much.
That was awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, and then we'll use them preemptively and establish lightning rounds. That's a great idea. If you have lightning round ideas, send them in. We'd love it. Email of the week.
Title the subject lightning rounds.
It's coming up from Kyle here.
Email of the week. Drum roll, please.
Dear Afraid to Fly Zach, Can't Stand Ketchup Gabe, and Milk Bad Master Max. I'd like to point out that my afraid part is just going to turn into flying Zach. I haven't been afraid lately. Gabe, it's time for you to erase that can't stand and just become Ketchup Gabe. Okay. The other day I got into an argument.
I like how I've been associated with milk bags just because I live in a country that there's milk. I don't even buy that milk in milk bags because it's so much of it. Like you have to buy like 6 liters.
This is another email that I feel like I wrote in. It's just like, Kyle, you and me are like
twinsies,
symbiotes or something.
Okay.
The other day I got into an argument with someone in a YouTube comment section. Always fun times. They believe that the Batman Arkham Knight Batgirl DLC was better than the actual main game. This is straight up factually wrong, and I tried to explain that the main game simply has much more content, much deeper mechanics, much more interesting levels, a much deeper story, and a much more detailed open world. Despite this, the other person kept on saying that they had a better experience of the DLC, and therefore the DLC was better. This was when I realized that despite the fact that the main game was far better for all the reasons I listed above, because the other person, for some insane reason, had a better experience with the DLC, they perceived it as being better than the main game, when in fact it's not. This got me thinking about other games that are praised as amazing games, such as Fallout and Skyrim. While I personally had a lot of fun with those games, if I look back now, I see all the flaws: poor combat, not very detailed worlds, flat NPCs, etc. In reality, those games are good games because of the experience is great. Everyone perceives them as amazing games. So my question to you is this. When talking about and reviewing games, where should we draw the line between what is fact and what kind of experience we had? I mean, this is my ideology in a nutshell, which is, sure, you can say that you had a lot of fun with the game, but that doesn't make the game like factually, mechanically great. I just thought it was a really well-spoken and well-articulated point.
Yeah, but it's also weird in terms of like mechanics. Like, how do you judge what's a good mechanic and what's a bad?
Well, I think people can know like controls are good or bad. That's objective.
No, but not really, because look, let's be honest. Like, you and I didn't like The Witcher combat, right? But a lot of people stand by and say that it's fun and it's intuitive and it works. So there's a subjective point. You know?
Yeah, but it's weird. He would use the argument based on Kyle would say that, well, the facts are that the combat
Kyle
is bad.
Would say, because I'm Kyle, right?
Me and Kyle would say that the combat is bad. These people just have a good experience, so that they're factually incorrect. They're more than welcome to have a good experience and enjoy it.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean. It's so hard to judge. It's always...
But this isn't like art. This is like, there's factually, like, this controls well or it doesn't. Like, that's like a fact.
But, like, again, how do you, in terms of what do you...
Okay, well, yeah, but, like, the point he's trying to make are, like, there's plenty of games
I understand what he's saying. Like, people's experience... Like, for example, let's even bring up Rocket League. That game is not flawless. And sometimes there is, like, weird clipping, or there'll be a weird glitch or something like, what? How did that happen? Or, like, how did that bounce? That didn't look weird. I mean, that didn't look right. And stuff, but our experience with it is so much fun that we kind of ignore those flaws and it's overshadowed by the experience. I get that, but I'm also saying that the problem that you get into is even when you get down to that fundamental, you can't break it down that much because, like, okay, how do you say a Mario jump is good, but a jump in Sonic is bad? I mean, they're both. Well, you're pressing a button and you're jumping. It's more. Yeah. Then you get to the experience side of things, where does it feel like your jump is the right amount of time within these platforms? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
to me,
I don't know.
It seems like he's speaking though, like on the fact that, and we've touched on this before. Like, so many games are becoming experiential driven. Like, mess around in GTA is like a badass. Mess around in Assassin's Creed and not mechanically sound games, and that those elements are being overshadowed because the grandeur of the world or the experience or the fantasy of the character takes over, and people then sort of like let that supersede the traditional evaluation of games based on their mechanics.
But mechanics is not the only thing you're looking to. It's weird because they're good mechanics for that game. Because they work within that game in terms of like I couldn't imagine myself playing Resident Evil 4 at the time with like Resident Evil 6 controls. It wouldn't feel as scary because part of the fear was that you were constantly in that paranoia of like, okay, I it's going to take me a second to target, so I need to take a few extra steps before I turn around. And like, it's almost like those mechanics were bad, but they were bad for a good reason. In a horror game.
I think that's the perfect example. Like, Resident Evil 4 could be a good game and score well because of the experience, but if you evaluate it like factually, like Dead Space is a better game because it controls better. Yeah, but Gabe, now you're going to tell me, well, I could say that the Lions won against the Packers. You can say that the score was higher, but in my world they were going for a lower score.
No. You could say something like...
Gabe, you're just telling me that the controls in Resident Evil are clunky, and you're going to say that factually that's not obvious that they're worse? That... Superior design. I think that it's pretty obvious. Well, how can you not prove that like Dead Space controls are better than Resident Evil controls?
But I think, okay, what about how do you account for things like, is it fair to compare a game that was made in the next generation with way more knowledge and understanding of controls versus a previous generation? Like, you get into weird comparisons because you can't compare... Like, if you get down to that mechanic, it's literally you're just supposed to compare computer code. Like, you bring up the code and you say, well, is the code running well? Like, you could... The only way that you could evaluate games at that point then is things like Assassin's Creed had glitches. That's bad. So, therefore, it's getting knocked down.
But it's also like people saying like, hey, I really love Fallout because I got so invested in the world and the characters, when in reality, like a lot of the dialogue is very flat and stale and the people's faces are like not emoting.
To you,
but that's factual. How can you, because you made up that they were like expressive and you got into it. Like, that's you putting your experience into it.
But don't you feel like you could say the same thing about like anything like you love Evolve or Splatoon and you have all these epic moments, and other people could be like, I didn't connect with the game at all, so I didn't like project
I
those
don't
feelings.
Think, I would say Evolve is totally experiential, but like Last of Us, factually those characters like convey and emote and dialogue and everything. All right.
Yeah, I think that the best thing that we could do is like what I don't remember who was that email, but that was an amazing analysis of like saying like look at scores not as an evaluation of the product, but more so like maybe a likelihood of how likely is out of 10 a group of people is supposed to enjoy that. Like that was really well done. So
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And you also have to remember that it's impossible to compare just mechanics because then there's story, characters, music, animations. Like there's so much stuff. Like a game is not just moving, jumping, and attacking. There's a lot more components to the whole puzzle.
All right. Fair enough. Hey guys, my name is DJ. If you have a tombstone, what do you want it to say?
I was gonna say what Amy Schumer said, which was it was a homicide. I don't know, like it's such a weird. I don't know. It's weird.
That's nice.
I don't know. Zach, do you have one?
God, they're all so morbid.
Yeah, I know. That's why they're so like
Okay,
negative.
how about it says like it was time, like because that means that like I achieved everything
time.
I needed to achieve, and like it's all complete.
I don't know. I'd probably just something like cheesy, like just like good father, son, and friend or something. I don't know, some cheesy like that. Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Eli writes in and says, "Hey guys, he's trying to think about games that other people dismiss that he really likes." And
I like how I ignored husband. That's pretty bad. Just
not
father,
getting married.
Friend, and son. Oh, my spouse.
His favorite game that not a lot of people like is Kid Icarus Uprising. His question to us is, what game can you say that you absolutely love that most other people absolutely hate?
Well, we know Zach's.
Yep. Evolve.
I don't think people hate it, but okay, let's go with Evolve for that. Me too. I'm trying to think something. What did I really, really like? It was just not very well received, like in terms of like not a lot of people know about it. Because I was gonna say something like Enslaved or Vanquish, yeah, but those games are liked. They're just not popular. What about the first Metro game? Was that liked? Dang it. Darksiders? Oh, the first one was really liked, really?
Yeah. More than the second one.
Those fear games? The shooting fear games? The scary ones? First person shooters? Liked as well?
I like
I don't know then.
I also really like Dead Space 3, and I know a lot of people hate Dead Space 3.
Oh, okay, I'll pick that one too. I like that one too. Yeah, that's if people dislike that one. I just didn't know. So
our final
email of the day.
This is from a person whose name you can't say.
Okay. Is that because they requested to do so, or
they,
you just don't want
to?
to?
No, they requested it. All right, so Gabe, this is the one I was telling you about before the show. If you remember.
Oh,
remember?
I love how you guys have these like pre-shows. Where am I for all this?
Sleeping.
Oh, what? Today
There was a pre-show.
A pre-show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, I've known this girl. Let's call her Nicole. For around 10 years.
Okay.
At first we were friends, but around 7 years ago, my friend out with her. Let's call him Tom. So they went out for around half a year and broke up. And after they broke up, I started having feelings for Nicole. So now I'm in secondary school, and Tom doesn't keep in contact with me or Nicole. So I got convinced by one of my friends to ask Nicole out around 2 years ago, and I got rejected. Now, 2 years later, I think that she finally likes me. She's been getting close to me and inviting me to her house to watch movies, stay overnight, go to restaurants. So now I'm in year 10. And so he must be in England or somewhere. And he wants to know if she asks him out, what he should do. If I say no, it would be so awkward between us. If I say yes and we break up, it would be so awkward. What do you think I should do?
Yeah, I mean, what your feelings are right now. Yeah, and it's like, if you're thinking of, like, prior to going out with someone, you're thinking about what it's like once you guys break up. Like, don't
Probably
think
not
like
a good
that.
idea.
Yeah. What an analysis. I love it. Will there be sharks in the water? Will there be sharks in the water? On the wave?
It sounds like this wave has already brought him to shore, though. Like his cycle with this girl, whether it worked out how he wanted to or not, is over. Right? No, but it sounds like his options are, if I say no, it would be awkward. If I say yes and we break up, it would be awkward.
Wait, did you get an additional email? An additional part to the email, or? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look,
right.
it's all about, like, what are your feelings? Because you didn't even say, like, how you feel right now. Like, if you no longer have any feelings to her other than just a friend, I mean, you could just be friends, and that's it. And just keep hanging out and watch movies and whatever. Right. So...
Mm-hmm.
Most are not.
Almost all.
There we go.
Ooh.
Wow.
End of emails. Right into can'tstopasking@gmail.com if you have further questions for us. It's really great in these summer months, like someone said, because there isn't a whole lot of game stuff. But nonetheless, we will board the train to Hype City and wrap this thing up with a little bit of love for something out in the distance. Gabriel, we're starting with you. What kind of game is that? Same company?
Oh.
No, they're doing Tacoma. Okay. All right. Nice. Yeah. Okay.
A first-person experience, which is any first-person shooter game technically would be, or first-person game, period, kind of falls in that. Still fits that category, but yeah. For me, I'm actually really excited about this rare replay collection thing. That's cool, because there's a lot of games there that I've never actually played. So because of that, I'm looking forward to trying them out. The dreaded Battletoads, I want to try to give that a go. See if I can actually play it. And one of my favorite games and one underrated game is the Viva Pinata game. I remember spending a lot of time on that.
Yes.
We all do? Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me check. All right, so it's RC Pro-Am, Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, Conker's Bad Fur Day, which was surprising because I think it's probably why it's a mature game, I'm guessing. It's going to be rated because of that. Cameo, Killer Instinct, Jet Free Gemini, Jet Force, sorry. It's a tiny picture, so I'm not. Blast Corps, Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise, Banjo-Tooie, Attic Attack, Battletoads Arcades, Battletoads, Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, Tet Pack, is that how you say that? Grabbed by the Ghoulies, which looks interesting. Ghoulies. Perfect Dark Zero, Saber Wolf, Cobra Triangle, Night Lore, Gunfright, Slalom, Jetpack Refueled, I think. Digger T-Rock. I have a tiny picture here, so give me a break, guys. Snake, Rattle and Roll, Lunar something, Solar Jetman, RC Pro M2, and Underworld. Which one of those games would we pick as the one that we are like most looking forward to try out again? What about you?
Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise.
Same here. Yeah, probably that one. I've never played Battletoads. Is it really that hard? as people say? Okay, I'm gonna try it out. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm getting very, very excited.
Well, thanks.
All right, is that your pick, basically, Zach? Football
My hype,
season?
my hype city is Europe, where I'm headed in a couple days.
Still on the same train as last week, Gamescom.
Yeah, so I'm
Hyped
going
for
there
that.
and I get to play a bunch of stuff and see. I'm going to be seeing Scalebound and Quantum Break and a bunch of stuff we've been excited for a while, so I'm pretty pumped. Can I talk about that I'm seeing it? I hope.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they've said that it's
they're gonna
at
be
the
there,
show
yeah.
already. They've confirmed that it
so
will
I'm,
be there.
I'm going to be
so.
seeing and playing a lot of stuff, which is cool that there's differences between E3 and that. So I'm just excited to see what the heck Scalebound is, most of all.
That's the one that I'm most looking forward to. And also Crackdown. I hope they show some stuff for that. That would be really cool.
And I believe I get to see Fallout 4 in person, too, which should be interesting. I can evaluate the graphics with my own bare eyeballs.
Yeah.
It should be good.
Looking forward to that. And you get to eat a lot of delicious food.
Hopefully.
Germany
delicious.
is...
I'm not eating sausage.
Schnitzel,
anything but sausage.
A lot of cool bakery stuff.
I will be hitting up the bakery stuff.
Yeah, you should totally have some bread and stuff. And
Nom, nom, nom. We'll have an eat cast.
yeah, you'll just call in with all this delicious food the whole time.
We'll make a show work, and if I can't, then you guys will just carry it on without me for that week. But between me and Game Riot's hotel, I'm sure one of them will have decent internet.
Yeah.
I'll just
so
hijack his hotel.
would he be able? Are you going to have him on next week?
No, I'm just gonna hijack his hotel.
Oh, okay. He's just sitting there like eating, like in the background.
We'll see. Maybe
would
we'll
be
have good
awkward.
little Game Riot. Maybe it's a Gamescom thing. He's gonna be seeing a lot of the same stuff as me. So sure.
So yeah.
We'll see if he
Seems
wants to
like a
come
good
on, and hopefully we'll see if you guys want to come back for another week. 22. I'm feeling 22. So
22.
Yeah. That's good.
So let's get together.
And before we wrap up, I just want to let everyone know that these streets just don't love you like I do. So we will make sure that we're back. I love that song. Aubrey has my heart. And that's not a girl, that's Drake. For all of you guys who are going to speculate that I have a new girlfriend. Anyhow, we love you. We'll see.
We bid you adieu. And
a couple of you at PAX, hopefully. And that's a ways
hopefully.
away.
More than 3.
Away. More than 3.
Let us know if there's any point in us actually looking into doing some sort of thing somewhere.
Tell us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you there.
Yeah.
We got Mario on security.
He'll bring pillows, just tons and tons of pillows. And
I'm going to fall asleep then. At the meetup.
It'll be that bad. It's just the 3 of us and a bunch of pillows.
Yeah. Or we could do our podcast on the street and what do you call it? Like
I really thought it would be kind of cool if we ever
money.
did it like Requiem for a Dream, like with a camera like right here, and we just walk and talk.
No, why don't we just do it live? Like we don't have a panel, but we're just going to panel outside of PAX.
Oh, okay. We just put a desk and just start paneling.
Yeah, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, there's always people, like, I remember last year there was a bunch of people playing, like, an orchestra right outside, and we were trying to eat. It was so loud. Our glasses were, like, shaking. It was really bad. But, yeah, I guess it's possible. We could do it.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you guys and girls for listening. Hope you enjoyed this week's show. It was a spectacular time with some of my best friends. And until next time, everyone, write in those emails, play some games. We will see you all later.
Alligator.